Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Girls Gone Wine. I'm Kat, and this is Cindy. This is Vanity. And what are we having today?
Oh, you know, a little old-fashioned Corona extra.
I'm taking a hit for you guys because I do not like beer.
Extra, like the three of us. We extra AF. Something a little different other than the wine, and I know Labor Day people do a lot of barbecues, so we figured let's just turn it down a little bit and be comfy with some cerveza.
Okay, don't look at me after we drink this because again, I do not drink.
I don't need to give you no feedback on Corona.
yeah.
All of y'all better have had a Corona once in your life.
So
We didn't get
Girls
lime.
Gone Wine.
I have lime in the
Oops.
to another episode. Yeah.
Today, we're going to speak on something that the men probably don't want to hear about.
Ooh.
We're going to talk about our birthing experience, vaginal versus C-section. So who's going to start with their story? We'll start with yours. Okay, I'll start. All right, I'm the only C-section here, so.
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll start with that.
Okay, so mine is a little dramatic. I'm gonna try to wrap it up. I got a C-section. It was a planned C-section. I had a surgery prior to my me getting pregnant. I had to get about 19 fibroids removed from my uterus, and that was what, you know, before I got pregnant, I had to get a C-section because I just had a fresh incision. So there, my whole pregnancy I already knew it was planning C-section. Come down to the date, we got, one good thing about C-section is that it's a planned date. So me being a planner, me being anal and all that, it was great because I don't think that anxiety of me not knowing when and where my water's gonna break, when it's gonna happen, God knew what he was doing. So me being able to plan, hey, this is the date, I need to have everything ready by then. Unless God decides for me to go into labor before then, or I'm gonna set date. I go in, have, and my house is done, nursery's done, going for my C-section. I'm stressing about my epidural, but you have to get an epidural. Obviously, they can't cut you not numb. So epidural, great. The girl who did my epidural, awesome job. I went in at 6, my surgery was at 6 in the morning. I was in the hospital by 3 in the morning. I was fine. The epidural just made me shake a lot. Like I felt like I was like chilled, like I couldn't stop my jaw. And I get into the room, Trey's in there. He has a very queasy stomach, so he's like, please keep that blue sheet up. I don't want to see nothing on the other side. It's fine, I'm perfectly fine. He's there taking pictures. Then they say I'm gonna feel some pressure. I guess that's when they push the stomach. I don't know if it's for the placenta or to get the baby out, I don't know. But they started pushing and I just felt some pressure. I felt no pain. They took the baby out. And then right after he came out, they showed me him and he's crying and they weigh him and all of a sudden I feel like I have to throw up. So I kind of look over to Trey and I'm still kind of happy because, you know, I want the baby, I want to see the baby, but I'm like, you know, I feel like I have to throw up. So I tell Trey, I have to throw up. And he, of course, is like, hey, she gotta throw up. Like somebody, she gotta throw up. So they get a bag, they try to put it by my mouth, tell Trey to hold it, and I hear Trey freaking out like, me?
Out of all people.
So they have to hold it for me. And then when I go to throw up, I kind of don't remember much after that. I kept kind of like going in and out. And I do remember in my head, I felt like I was falling asleep, and in my head I'm like, I can't believe, you know, I waited so long for this moment and I can't stay awake. You know, I almost felt guilty, like all these videos you see me see the baby, you cry and all that, and I'm like, I can't stay up, like I'm trying to stay up. And they bring the baby wrapped up to me. Actually before that I hear Trey kind of freaking out. He tried to walk over to where they were weighing him and stuff, and they like yelled kind of like, no, you can't come over here, and I hear Trey kind of freaking out. But again, I was in and out. That's just a little glimpse that I remember. And then they brought the baby over to me and they said something about they were taking him to a NICU. And the NICU? NICU. However you say that. Yeah, they were taking him there and they told me to give him a kiss because I was like out of it. and I felt so guilty. I don't think it was registering that where they were taking him. It was more so like I can't stay awake. You know, I can't get this moment, my skin to skin. That's all I was like stressing about. And then I don't know, it was just kind of chaotic in and out. And then I remember Trey yelling at me, saying my name over and over and over and over again. And finally I like look at him and I'm like, what? Why are you screaming? And he's like, stay awake, stay awake. And I hear the nurse telling him like, keep her conscious, like keep her awake. So I'm still completely like, my mind is like, I'm sleepy, you know? And he's like, why do you keep wanting to sleep? And you wake up and I'm like, I'm tired. And I'm thinking that when I said I was nauseous, that I had to throw up, they had gave me some medicine in my IV. So I, in my mind, kept thinking, oh, the medicine they gave me is making me sleepy. Turns out that I bled out on the table and they couldn't stop my bleeding. They couldn't figure out what was going on. My numbers dropped and I kept losing consciousness. Trey, apparently, this is now what's being told to me after the fact. He was like FaceTiming my mom. My whole freaking family tree was in the waiting room. And they all flew in and everything. So he's FaceTiming my mom, which he was not supposed to do while we're in the operating room. And my mom is yelling on the phone, like, why is she like white on the table, blah, 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 blah. They're telling Trey, like, turn off the camera. So now they have to go down there and try to explain something. And they're saying that they might have left something inside of me, you know, a surgical tool. Then they were saying, like, they had so many things. All in all, they couldn't figure out why my numbers were the way they were. They were so low that they were saying that they didn't know how I was even still alive. So they went down, the one doctor went down and told my mother, in order to save her, we have to do a hysterectomy, which obviously your parents don't want to hear in order to save her, because now they know it's life or death.
Yeah.
So my sister and my mother are like hysterical. Trey goes down and he's like crying. My mother-in-law's down there, everybody's down there. The doctor comes into me and is basically telling Trey, like, he needs to say yes or no because he's my husband. And he's like, don't put those decisions on me. You need to talk to her mother. They come and tell me they have to do a hysterectomy. I'm like, I'm still out of it. I'm not registering it. I'm like, okay, like, do what you gotta do. I just kept waking up. The room was full of doctors. I mean, like, there was no space. Like, the head honcho of that department was in there poking me with needles. So it was a dramatic delivery. Finally, they got it regulated. They were gonna have to reopen me, but they didn't, thankfully. I was in ICU for about 3 days. The baby was in the NICU for 5 days, and I stood there with him after they released me because I wasn't gonna leave him. But yeah, that was my experience. And the same day I got my incision, I was walking to go down there. They were chasing me down, telling me, you need to take your pain meds, we need to do your vitals. And I'm like, yeah, my baby's not in the same room as me. I'm gonna go where he is. So yeah, dumped that. That's wrapping it up. But yeah, it was a traumatic. But I would do it over and over and over and over and over and over again to have.
I never got that. Like, moms used to say, I'll do it all over again. Like,
I do it 1,000 times. But yeah, mine was pain-wise and traumatic. Yes, you know, things went a little left. But my doctor was awesome. Physician associates, they were great. They had somebody there at all times. We all had the same same company. Yeah, we had the same doctor. Awesome. So yeah, that was my experience.
Well, do you want to say, or I go? So from the start, my husband was going to a Kanye concert in Tampa, which is like an hour away. And I went just because I didn't want to stay home. I went with my mom. We drove perfectly fine. I dropped him off at the arena, got to my cousin's house. As soon as I got out of the car, I felt like something popped. And I was like, okay. So I got off the car, and as soon as I got on my cousin's doorstep, like, she opens the door and I say, I need to use your bathroom. And yeah, I think my water broke. And my mom was like, really? Why? Right now? And I'm like, yeah, right now. Like, I'm like shooting. That's a little TMI, but there's like water down there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know it's time. So I'm like, we're in Tampa, and
You
it's
text
not
me.
my hospital. Like, I don't want to give birth here. Mind you, my family is from Tampa. Like, but it's just like, I don't want to give birth here.
Yeah.
Whatever. My mom calls my husband and goes, Cat's water broke. And he's like, are you serious? And all he told me was he had a double shot of Crown in his cup and he like chugged it and was like, I gotta go to his friends. And so my cousin had to pick him up because I was like, I've never been through this. I was like, my water broke. I gotta get to the hospital as soon as I can. So my cousin picked up my husband and we met in the hospital and the hospital can't really tell you, yeah, go, because they don't really, it's like a thing. So my husband was like, no, we're not giving birth here. Let's sign papers and we're out. I don't know how we didn't get a speeding ticket because my husband literally, like, I think we were like going maybe 90 on the highway. We finally got to our hospital. And I was only 3 centimeters dilated. So I had epidural, all that. It came to the time I was in labor 18 hours. And then I only pushed for like 20 minutes though.
Oh,
So-
so actively for 20 minutes.
And when I finally pushed, I think the baby had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. So the doctor saw that, and I guess I was under anxiety and everything because he only did wham, and that's it. And I was just like, okay, so
They didn't want to stress you.
yeah. I was like, so why isn't he crying?
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
and as soon as I said that, I think everybody started freaking out because I knew. I feel like the doctors and nurses knew,
Yeah.
but then as soon as I
She
said that, they
noticed.
were like, crap,
Yeah.
you know? So I was like, why isn't he crying? Like, what's going on? They called in a code, and a bunch of nurses, a bunch of doctors were in my room, and they had to put him under a heater. I guess they had to like revive him, I guess, because he wasn't breathing. So anyway, I was there. They took me up to the room, and he was in the NICU for about 4 days. But ever since then,
What was
he's
he in
been
the
fine.
NICU for?
Because he wasn't breathing.
Okay.
So at
Yeah,
birth.
Taj went in for respiratory distress. His levels
That's what
went down.
that's what they said.
Okay, so it's the same thing.
So I guess they kept him there. They monitored him, but he was fine ever since. He was eating fine. So it just freaked me out a little bit
Yeah,
because I'm
of
like,
course.
I was scared. I had the worst anxiety. Like you said, epidural was like giving me, like I was like this, like, like. But my husband was there with me. He like clapped after every freaking
Aww.
like pain, and I was like, oh great. But it was. that
Go
was my only
Rocco!
thing. Yeah.
Good shit, Rocco!
Yeah. Every time I had pain, what is it called again?
Contractions?
Contractions. I was like, I was dying. Like literally, I'm dramatic. I was dramatic times 10.
epidural?
Yeah, I had to get epidural.
Trey's
I
like
wasn't-
the type that says mind over matter, so I probably would have a contraction and you're gonna be like, babe, chill.
You
You're good. It's all in your head. Just chill. So
No.
God knows what he's doing. He
No.
knew my birth was the right one.
Yeah, Rocco was like, okay, you got this. And he would just give me a high five. And I'm like, okay, I feel a little better, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome. I think mine was a little bit more comical. As per usual, my life is a fucking joke. But
Oh my God.
where do I start? So I ended up getting into the hospital around like 5 something in the morning on Valentine's Day. Which
And
was
you
so
text
fun.
me like at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, because I couldn't sleep. And mind you, my due date was February 7th. Yes, February 7th, but I was overdue. And actually my doctor was like, if you don't go in, I think it was supposed to be like the 16th or the 15th that I was supposed to go in to get induced if I hadn't have gotten labor. So I was doing everything possible to try and get this stuff, you know, active, try and get it going. And then I was unable to sleep that night. So I started timing my contractions. And around 5 o'clock, I'm like, they're not stopping. Usually they would stop by now, they're not stopping. So let me start getting ready. I had my brother come pick up Aiden. I had my transportation, you know, ready to go. So I ended up getting to the hospital, and on the way there is when they started getting stronger. So when I got to the hospital, they told me that I was still too early, that I was actually 3 centimeters. And I felt like that with Aiden, I was able to go 7 centimeters easy. Like I was having pains, but cool, we got this. This one, 3 centimeters, I was like, I'm dying. This is it. Like, I'm giving in. And she was like, you're still too early, you need to walk, you know, we can't take you in yet. That walk around the hospital, I honestly don't remember how long they had me walking for, but it felt like forever. Like I couldn't, and like people kept stopping me because I would stop and like dramatically cry, and people would be like, oh my gosh, she okay? And they'd be like, no, she's just, you know, and like she's having contractions, she's about to have a baby. So they had me walk, and then when I finally couldn't take it anymore, Benny got there because Benny works overnight, mind you, so I was by myself at home. That's why I was like texting and like, you know, I'm by myself, all this stuff. So imagine that anxiety all on its own, being by myself.
Which I had anxiety for her.
Yeah, we had our locations shared because I was like, I don't know where the hell I'm gonna be, you know, maybe I'm not gonna answer my phone, whatever.
If she would sleep too long and I answered my call, I was texting her fiance, texting her friend that lived in her community, and then I would threaten to text her sister that lived an hour away.
Oh my God.
I would leave that for last because she lived far and I didn't want to freak her out, but I would place that threat, like, if I don't get a response, I'm hitting up your sister.
So that's pregnancy was for another topic. But so I finally was like, I can't take it anymore. Like Benny had just gone there. I'm like, we need to get in there. Like I can't keep walking. So we finally get into the back and they're like, okay, let's check you now after you walk. Still 3 centimeters.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, no, there's no possible way. Like I'm in so much pain. So they had me in the room because they were like, if you're in that much pain, we have to, you know, see what we can do, whatever. At this point, I kind of was blacking in and out. Like the pain was just becoming way too much and I was refusing drugs. So
oh, you're brave.
They gave me the morphine at first, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The shot hurt more than anything. Like it helped maybe every now and then, but the shot itself, it hurt like hell. So they gave me that and they tried to give me another drug, which I don't recall the name, which did nothing for me. At that point, I was blacking out. Word of mouth now at this point, because I don't remember much. Benny told me that I was crying so much that I was crying for my mom.
Oh my God, you know that's bad.
I was crying for my mom, like I wanted my mom. And lo and behold, my mom shows up. So my mom was there and I remember my mom really kind of being the one to like rub my back and telling me that I could do this and stuff. Because I think Benny was just more in shock, like to see me that way. So he didn't really know how to comfort me because I'm never like that. So I think he was just more like scared. And so he would every now and then like try and rub my back and stuff, but he kind of just stayed out of my way because I was like on a fucking roll. I was cursing. My mom said that they were trying to like get me to shut up because I was like screaming. And at that point I don't remember at what centimeter they brought me up to a room. And I finally took the epidural and I believe I was at about 6 centimeters at that point. How I made it that far, I don't even freaking know. And so they got me in the room and then at this point they gave me the epidural and again, I was shaking as well. Like the shivering out of that is ridiculous. Like I felt like I had the flu. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like,
and then they kept telling me, don't fight it because you're gonna feel like you got hit by a truck. Just let yourself shake. So I'm like,
the whole time I was just shaking and they gave me like I had so many blankets. I had my home blanket, the hospital blankets, like and it was just from that. Like I could not stop shaking.
Did they heat up your gown? Did they put a heater in your gown?
They gave me everything and I just couldn't stop shaking, which obviously now that we all know it's from the epidural. So, and I had the button, so I kept pressing it because I felt like I kept feeling it fade off a lot of the time. And I was so afraid of that because I heard so many stories about that. So, and I never had the whole water breaking effect because with Aiden, it didn't happen with him either. It actually happened during my contractions. So I never knew when was time. So all in all, I was there, they gave me the epidural, I kept pressing the button, and it got time to push, where they're like, he's right there, literally like right there, like his head is right there. And Benny went around, Benny's such a trooper for that, because I can't even see my own period blood. Like, it's disgusting to me, I don't want to see none of that, so it's gross. But he was like, let me see, and they were like, yeah, it's right there, baby's right there. He's like,
my God.
It's right there. So they were like, all right, it's time to push, and then from what he told me, the lady comes in at like about 11:45 at night. And she's like, all right, time to push, girl, we can do this. And apparently I sent her out of the room like 3 times. I was like, no, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready, just come back later, I'm not ready. And she's like, okay. So about the 3rd time, I guess she had it with me. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving, you're gonna push, it's time. So at that point, I have no choice. So it was like about 11:55, I believe, and I started pushing, and she's like, we're gonna have a Valentine's baby, let's go, let's do this. And if I just would not have sent her out of the freaking room when I did, I would have had a Valentine's Day baby. But he came at 12:01, and they immediately were able to put him on the skin to skin, and it literally took me less than 10 minutes to push him, which was amazing. But
yeah, you from 3 in the morning all the way up.
Yeah,
you was dealing with labor, and he came at 12:01,
and he was late on his due date. And then my sister was supposed to be in the room with me, which obviously you don't never know when you're gonna go. So, and I didn't have the whole water breaking thing, but Benny FaceTimed her, and she also had funny stories to tell me too while we were on FaceTime, because she stood on the phone with me for a really long time. So they put her back up by like the window, and they have a video of my experience. So yeah, that was me, man. It worked out pretty well. I mean, I just wish I would have told the lady not to go away. I'm like, why did she listen to me? Why did she listen?
Right.
But apparently, I just kept telling her that I wasn't ready, and they took a drugged up person's word. So
Yeah.
all in all, I see a lot of people, and I'm not saying it because I'm a C-section mom, because I felt like this even before I was a C-section mom. You shouldn't discredit one delivery over another.
Yeah.
You know, oh well, she had it easy because she didn't have to push, or she didn't really deliver because they did a C-section, she didn't push. Like at the end of the day, you're giving life, and sometimes you don't have any control over how they're bringing that kid in. As long as you're bringing your child in healthy, alive, and everybody's walking out of the hospital perfectly fine, that's all that matters. So clearly, I did not have it easy. I was a C-section mom, and we all had some stories, and I mean, I nearly died on the table. I bled out. So
I can't even believe moms are
yeah,
saying that.
Yeah, I know.
So
I mean, I've heard of like the whole stay-home mom and work mom, like
yeah,
just that's a little crazy. We're all bearing, like we're all raising,
yeah.
you know what I mean, creating life. So that's shame on you.
Even when I was pregnant and people were like, I said I had to have a C-section, I got several people tell me, oh,
You're easy.
you're taking the easy way out. Oh, lucky you. Moms, you are, I'm not saying because I'm a mom, but you're creating life.
You're pretty crafty.
Yeah,
If
people-
you're
It's underrated, so if nobody else is gonna tell you, we'll tell you. You're freaking awesome.
There's no word
and-
for it. There is no, like we can say like incredible, awesome, amazing. Like there's no word for it. I don't even,
Superwoman.
situations that people, it's just superwoman, literally. And there's people that have these things that have happened to them, and they have more than one kid, and they just keep, because they want that. You know what I mean? Like that's you're bearing your kids. You want that family, and you don't let that stop you. And that's amazing. I get a paper cut, and I don't want to touch paper. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? That's scary. My mom had 5 kids. Like, you know what I mean? You guys go through these experiences, and it's amazing. It really is. And then it just doesn't stop from there.
And for those that are watching that is trying to have a kid, don't feel left out. The reason I had my surgery to remove my fibroids was that I was pregnant before and I miscarried because of my fibroids. So if you're watching and you haven't been able to get pregnant or trying to get pregnant or experience a loss, don't feel bad. You know, we all go through it, and you know, it happens. Keep trying, and I mean, you're not alone, that's for sure. So good luck on trying to have that baby. Miracles happen. I had mine. So.
Yeah.
And document the journey too, which was a big thing. Maybe when we get into the topic of pregnancy, that's a good point too.
Yes,
But just
always
document the journey, which I didn't think of doing, and Vanity really pushed that on me, and I'm happy I did, because now I get to go back and look on all that. Although, you know, although mine wasn't as extreme, it was just more like basic and comical. It's still giving birth, and anything could have happened. So whether yours is just normal and people are like, oh, I went through far worse, it doesn't matter. You're still giving life, and
It's still your story.
Yeah, and it's dangerous. Like, no matter how far we get into this life of technology, like it's huge. You know what I mean? Like, look how they had everything planned out, and she still almost bled on the table. You know what I mean? Like, that's every story is unique, and you have to be proud of that, man. Be proud to be a mom. So.
it's safe to say we're gonna wrap this
Wrap
up.
it up. We're gonna finish our Corona. Shout out to, of course, ImagineInk for my t-shirt. Family first. A circle of strength. God, my shirts are hitting every episode.
What is going on?
I swear, this is not planned. I promise you. This is not planned. A circle of strength. Family first. That is so fitting. Yes. So, anybody else? Viewers, followers, subscribers.
As per usual.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Thank you for engaging.
Any topics that you guys have that you want to suggest, or any drinks? Because for the holidays, we definitely want to incorporate different drinks other than wine. Or if you have a special type of wine, please let us know. You can DM us, which our Instagrams are on our credits page. You can email us on our Girls Gone Wine. What's the email again?
Girlsgonewine with 2 E's at gmail.com.
Or you can let comments know. Either way, however is best for you, let us know.
Yep, and click those buttons, like and subscribe, and we'll see you here next Thursday at Girls Gone Wine.
Bye.
And we're live here on News 13.
Coming to you live from.
We extra AF.
I want like that lingo though.
I'm trying.
AF.
Yeah, we're sharing one Corona right now because we not about that life.
We got to. What are you doing?
Scared.
Sit down and watch the
I
camera.
have to be mine, don't I?
You gotta watch the camera, okay? We're almost done.
Sit down, Rocco. He just wants to show off because you guys are here.
Want to sit up here? Yeah? Yes?
So I got to my cousin.
Wait, come sit down, girl. My little sister's watching this. She's not really little. She's like 21.
Oh, that's how
They use all that, right? Like the
Yeah.
AF and the lid.
Yeah. So I had to throw some stuff in there, so maybe she shared to her friends. It's time to watch.
I get that.
She's like, my sister's so cool.